Welcome in. This is my kitchen, and I'm Mr. Robert. So let's go see what's cooking. Today, I'm going to show you a delicious breakfast burrito. Now, some of you know me, and you know that I am a huge breakfast burrito fan. So I'm going to show you one of my favorites. It doesn't have very many ingredients to it. Some mushrooms, some onions, and some sausage. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can make these things. I say breakfast burrito because I use flour tortillas. But if you want to make a breakfast taco, like they do in the street tacos, you can use the white or the yellow corn tortillas. But then, there's these other things right here. They're called mixla. They're made with flour and corn to make a tortilla. Oh. Now that's really confusing. But anyway, I'm using flour tortillas today, so let's go ahead and get this started. I've got my heat over here, and I'm using a clump of sausage. Now this is a Whataburger sausage. If you're fortunate enough to live in Texas, you can get Whataburger sausage. But whatever kind of sausage you use, make sure it's a lean one, because you don't want a lot of fat while it's cooking. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this in the pan. I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit on that. Get it going here. I'm gonna put the camera down here so you can see what I'm cooking up. Okay, got my sausage going on over here. Now while this is cooking, I've got some onions and some mushrooms that I want to chop up. And they just need to be a rough chop. Not anything special. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get about a half a cup of each. A half a cup of onions and half a cup of mushrooms. Like I said, it doesn't have to be really chopped up. Just a rough chop. And I'm also going to put some refries on it. I'll show you that later. I may have cut up my mushrooms just a little bit. Like I said, it's a rough chop on these as well. Okay, now I'm going to saute the mushrooms and the onions together, and I'm going to do it when this sausage gets pretty much done, because I'm going to use what's called a dry saute. And I say that because normally when you saute, you're going to use some olive oil and some butter. And I'm going to use some butter later, but right now I'm just cooking up the sausage. And so I'm going to add the onions because it's just about done. And I'm going to add the mushrooms. And I'm going to finish the saute process with the onions and the mushrooms in here. This is so good. When you cook this up, if you like mushrooms and onions and sausage together, I think you're gonna see what I mean. I've been wanting to show you this for a long time. I finally got the time to do it because I'm having a day off today. You're thinking, what do you mean a day off? He's retired. No, I do drive Lyft. Okay, the sausage is done. The mushrooms and the onions have been sauteed. Now, I'm going to, let me put this aside here. Now, the only time I'm going to use butter is when it comes time to cook up my eggs. Okay. Can you see it? Okay, I'm going to put a tablespoon or so of butter in here. Maybe a tablespoon and a half. I'm going to kick up the heat a little bit. I always want to put it on high a little bit so I can cook these eggs. Okay, my mushrooms and my onions are nice and sauteed, and I have 3 eggs that are scrambled up here. I'm going to go ahead and add it to the batch. Oh, this looks so good. And you know what? If you're going to add any kind of seasoning to it, maybe add a little bit of pepper. The sausage has plenty of salt in it, so unless you really like salt, it doesn't need any. Okay, got my beans over here. I got my refries over here. That's going to really kick it up a little bit. Okay, my egg and mushrooms and onion batter mixture cooked up. Oh. Okay, we'll put that aside there. I'm just going to get a little heat in my tortillas just to make them a little pliable. When they first come out of the package, they're kind of stiff because they've been in the refrigerator. So you want to make them a little bit pliable. Now, as soon as these tortillas get a little soft, it's ready to put them together. Now here's what the mixture looks like. Onions, mushrooms, and sausage. But you know what? If you don't have any tortillas, you can stop right here, cook you a piece of toast, slather you some butter and jelly on it, and have it with this, just like it is, and oh, it's just as delicious. Okay, now I'm going to cut the heat off. I'm going to slather a little bit of refries on these tortillas right here. Okay. Now I'm going to get a little bit of egg and sausage and onions on here. Wrap it up. Oh, it's so good. There you have it. A flour tortilla, or a breakfast burrito is what I call it. With eggs, sauteed mushrooms and onions with some sausage. I'm telling you, this is delicious. This is so good. Now, if you happen to have any salsa in your refrigerator or in your pantry, that would go good too. I just don't happen to have any right now, but it does taste good without it. So, do yourself a favor, try this recipe. It is so good. That's all I got. Thanks for watching.